What is up, everyone? Just plugging my computer in here. Sweet. Hope everyone's having a great day. Having a good time. We are going to go ahead and get into a new week. Super excited to be here. Let's do this. So, today I finished up a new book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Really good book, highly recommend you checking it out. I learned a lot from it. It had a ton of really good introspective questions and a bunch of good takeaways for myself mentally that I'm looking to apply this week. I think I just want to read a couple paragraphs here towards the end, just to give you a taste of the writing style and the impact that the book is trying to make generally. And for anyone who's hopping on, just go ahead and comment down in the chat any habits that you're looking to be more consistent with, and we will be able to tackle those here in a second. Okay. There's just a couple paragraphs down here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So, in mastering these three disciplines, which are perspective, action, and will, we have the tools to flip any obstacle upside down. We are worthy of any and every challenge. Of course, it is not enough to simply read this or say it. We must practice these maxims, rolling them over and over in our minds and acting on them until they become muscle memory. Howdy, Crow. Go ahead and comment to chat or chat in the Marshall Crow. Go ahead and drop a habit that you are looking to be more consistent with here in the chat, and we'll touch base. Bass boys, that's funny. Unless it's Bass Boys, then it's not as funny. But okay, so of course it is not enough to simply read this or say it. We must practice these maxims, rolling them over and over in our minds and acting on them until they become muscle memory. So that under pressure and trial we get better, become better people, leaders, and thinkers. Because those trials and pressures will inevitably come. And they won't ever stop coming. But don't worry, you're prepared for this now, this life of obstacles and adversity. You know how to handle them, how to brush aside obstacles, and even benefit from them. You understand the process. And so this is just an excerpt from The Obstacle is the Way. That's the book that I read this week. I am the habit engineer, and what I do each week is I read a self-improvement book, take one key concept away for myself that I need to work on, and then build a habit that I experiment with that week in order to try to implement the principles that I learned from the book. So go ahead and drop a chat in with a habit that you are looking to be more consistent with, and we'll go ahead and re-engineer that here live. So if anyone's got any habits that they're looking to build that they've tried to implement and are struggling with, that they want to be more consistent with, go ahead and drop that in the chat, and we will go over those, re-engineer those, so that way they can actually stick. And I'll just keep reading because this book's freaking fire while I wait for those to come in. Where were we? You are schooled in the art of managing your perceptions and impressions. Like Rockefeller, you're cool under pressure, immune to insults and abuse. You see opportunity in the darkest of places. You are able to direct your actions with energy and persistence. Like Demosthenes, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you assume responsibility for yourself, teaching yourself, compensating for disadvantages, and pursuing your rightful calling and place in the world. You are iron-spined and possess a great and powerful will. Like Lincoln, you realize that life is a trial. It will not be easy, but you are prepared to give it everything you have regardless, ready to endure, persevere, and inspire others. The names of countless other practitioners escape us, but they dealt with the same problems and obstacles. This philosophy helped them navigate those successfully. They quietly overcame what life threw at them and, in fact, thrived because of it. They were nothing special, nothing that we are not just as capable of being. What they did was simple. Simple, yet not easy. But let's say it just once again, just to remind ourselves. And these last two phrases here are the main point of the book. Oh, what's up, Andy? Good to see you. And it just says, see things for what they are, do what we can, endure and bear what we must. What blocked the path is now a path. What once impeded action advances action. The obstacle is the way. And so my main takeaway from this book was essentially just that fact, that the obstacle is the way. And what that means to me is that the biggest obstacle in my life or in your life right now is the one that's going to push us towards success the most. In some way, shape, or form, whatever that looks like for each of us, I'm not sure. That's up for each of us to decide. But that whatever that biggest obstacle is the one that is going to push us towards success the most in this moment. And so I know for myself that I need to figure out and push my way through, around, beneath, whatever, with the obstacle, because that's the path I need to go down. And then, unfortunately, because this is just how life works, is that I'm going to need to do that again and again and again with whatever other obstacles life puts in my path. Oh, what's up, Isaac? Good to see you, man. Go ahead and drop a habit in the chat that you're looking to be more consistent with, and we'll re-engineer that. Andy, I want you to report back and let me know how your habit's going. But yeah, so that was what I learned from reading. Great book, Ryan Holiday, The Obstacle is the Way. Go ahead and check it out. I can put a link on it on my Instagram for it. I should have done that earlier, but oh well. And so my key takeaway was just that whatever is the most difficult thing in my life right now is the path that I need to be going down and figuring out how to push that boulder. And so right now, the biggest obstacle in my life is getting a book done that I've worked on for a while and haven't quite been able to finish it yet. And so my habit that I'm going to implement in order to push that boulder, in order to make that obstacle the way to my success and get this book done, is that I'm going to work on it for 3 hours a day, every day this week. And so when we set habits, and I'll explain this a little bit further, but when we set habits, I use the triple S method, which I'm not sure if I'm coming up with that or if someone else has already said it. Okay, Dude, Andy, go ahead and click the link in my Instagram bio and get signed up in the Accountability Lab community, and then that'll get you an email sent for a habit tracker that I built in there that'll help you to stay consistent with that. What's up, Angelica? Long time no see. We are, any habits that y'all are trying to be more consistent with, go ahead and drop those in the chat and we will re-engineer them. And get those, get that figured out. Give you guys some experiments to run, help you be more consistent with those habits, make them stick. But yeah, go ahead, Andy, log on, click the link in my bio there and check that out. And we'll be able to get that consistency down from here. But so when you're setting a habit, there's triple S. Okay, so there's small, there's simple, and there's specific. And you want a habit that's actually going to stick to have all three. And so small is pretty self-explanatory. Same thing with simple. The only stipulation I would add with simple is that if you don't feel 100% confident in your ability to stick to your habit that you're setting every single day for the rest of your life, it's not simple enough. You need to go back in and simplify it. Just that, like, that should be the benchmark of thought when you're setting a habit in that regard. So as far as what is simple. And then the third S, specific, is, it looks like when you set your habit, you need to have a what, a when, and a where. So for example, a couple years ago when I was trying to lose some weight, one of the habits that I set was to drink 12 ounces of water before and after every meal while sitting at the dinner table, right? And that's something that's so specific that you can visualize it like you're watching a movie in your head. That's what we want to go for in regards to the specificity of the habit that we're setting. So when you're building a habit, when you're designing a habit, make sure it's got those three S's: small, simple, specific, and are in that what, when, where format when it comes to the specificness of it, especially. And make sure that they're so small and so simple that you feel 100% confident in your ability to stick with them no matter what. And so, like I was saying, because of my takeaway from reading The Obstacle is the Way this week, and realizing just that the biggest problem, the biggest obstacle in my path right now is the one that I need to be pushing through in order to generate the most success for me, and realizing that that's getting this book done that I need to be working on and need to grow with and figure out. My habit that I'm going to implement is that I am going to work on editing and putting together this book for 3 hours a day, Tuesday through Saturday this week. I'm experimenting with this habit, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to be doing that between the hours of 1 and 4 p.m. And I will do that work at the Mesa, Arizona Visitors Center in Mesa. There's the Temple Visitor Center place that's over there. Super cool area, good kind of study area. So that's the habit that I'm gonna set, and I invite each of you who are on this to keep me accountable to that this week. I will be on this live stream every day at 6 p.m. As a way for you to both for you to use this live stream to keep accountable to your habits, and for me to stay accountable to mine. If anyone who's joining here wants to go ahead and drop a habit that they are looking to be more consistent with here in the chat, then we can re-engineer those and make sure that there's something that's going to stick. But yeah, so if anyone's got a habit they're looking to be more consistent with, they want to re-engineer it here right now, make it something that's actually going to stick, go ahead, drop that in the chat. And I'll give a minute or two for that, and then if we don't have any of those, then I'm probably going to hop off so I can go work. But yeah, looks like we've got a couple people on here. Any habits that y'all are looking to be more consistent with? Drop it in the chat, drop it in the chat. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, well, thank y'all for joining. Appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST. See ya. Oh, wait. Keep the change. Keep changing.